Hello, it's Heather and Phil, and we are once again at the Riverfront Nights concert series here in Chattanooga. We are walking on down the sidewalk on Riverfront Parkway and heading towards Ross's Landing, where tonight we're going to photograph and listen to a band called Ashley and the X's. And this is a band that we've listened to a number of times over the years, quite a few times, probably 6 or 7, I would say, probably. But just like the last band we photographed, we haven't gone to hear them play in quite some time because of COVID, and they're playing on a relatively large stage tonight, so we are pretty excited to come down, have a couple beers, and make some photographs. And you know, the last time I did photography here, Heather used the Z50 and the old 70-200 f2.8G VR2, and that's what she's going to use tonight as well. But I'm going to do something a little different. I've been shooting with my Canon R6 and my 70-200 Canon lens, but this time I'm going to use my old Z50 and the 50-250 kit lens. So that should be a nice change of pace. There's plenty of light. Sunset is at almost 9 o'clock and the show starts at 7. So there will be plenty of light. I don't need an f2.8 lens. So I thought it'd be fun to see what the Z50 with the super inexpensive 50-250 kit lens could do for music photography. So we're getting closer to the location, so we're going to get us a beer and get started. Well, it's been at least 2 months and maybe more since I bought my Canon R6. And since that time, I haven't used any other cameras besides my Canon R6. And I've kind of gotten used to how to do the things that you do with the Canon R6, how to adjust exposure compensation, how to hit the play button, and how to zoom to look at the pictures that you've made. And you know, tonight I shot with the Nikon Z50, and I used to be able to control that camera with my eyes closed and not even concentrate on it at all. But tonight I was lost on the camera. But that's fine, because eventually I remembered how to operate it. And I think I got some okay shots. And Heather was also shooting with the Z50. So you got some good ones?
Yeah.
All right, so Heather got some good ones. So are we gonna look at mine first and then yours?
Probably.
All right, so let's look at my pictures. Here is the bass player, and I'm embarrassed I can't remember his name. He's in a couple of bands. Here is Ashley doing the singing. All of these photos of mine were made with the 50-250 kit lens, and it just goes to show that if you've got a lot of light, you can do live music photography with that super inexpensive lens. There's Matt Shigekawa playing guitar and Dan Walker on the drums. I like this shot because you can see the cymbals reflected in his sunglasses. And here's another one of Matt Shigekawa. Now he reminds me of Chris Nichols from DP Review, or maybe I should say Chris reminds me of him. I've known Matt longer than I've been watching DP Review videos, but Matt is a super cool guy, always plays that Telecaster and puts on a good show and makes lots of interesting sounds with that guitar. Good songwriter and just an all-around cool dude. And I was happy to make these photographs of Ashley and the X's. Look at the folks in the crowd dancing and having a good old time and enjoying the show. I thought it was cool to get that shot. And there's the bass player. I'm just embarrassed that I can't remember his name. He also plays guitar in Hive Theory, which is another great local band. Here is a full stage shot of Ashley and the X's there at Riverfront Nights. And there is Matt Shigekawa just tearing it up on his Telecaster. I love the purple lights mixed with the golden hour light as the sun sets during the first band to play at these Riverfront Nights shows. And they had just really great sound, and everything was cool. Look at this shot of Ashley with the golden light and the purple light on her. And here's Dan Walker, who I like this shot. He's hitting one cymbal but looking at the other one, because that is where he's going next. And if you look, you see he's holding both sticks in the normal way that you would hold a drumstick. And here is Matt Shigekawa. I'll mention more about Dan Walker's grip a little bit later. And now let's look at Heather's pictures. Okay, here are Heather's photographs. There's Matt Shigekawa, and you know, she used the 70-200 f2.8G VR2, And if I had a Z50 and was going to shoot this event and use any lens that I own, that would have been the one I picked. But Heather was using that lens, and that's why I used the 50 to 250. And it was a fun experiment shooting with the 50 to 250 to see if I could get pretty decent concert photos, and it turns out that I was able to. But I think Heather's shots, look at this one of Ashley belting out of tune, I think Heather's shots came out even better using that vastly superior lens, the 70 to 200 f2.8G VR2. It's nice to have a little shallow depth of field, even if you don't need 2.8 for low light. You can still use it for shallow depth of field. Look at the halo she's got on Ashley's hair where she placed that purple light directly behind her. Really cool. Got the bass player smiling here. That's neat. All of my shots, he was kind of concentrating more like this shot, and I like the aspect ratio and the rule of thirds she's got going on in this shot. And there is Matt Shigakawa concentrating. Look, he has a mirror ball necklace. I thought that was kind of neat. Now here is Dan Walker, and look, he's doing traditional grip now. I love this photo. This is my favorite photo from either one of us of Dan. And here he is continuing to pound on the skins. Now check out this photograph of Ashley. Really great light. And I think some of that awesomeness is because she's at 2.8 and also just great composition on her part. She moved around until she got the lights exactly where she wanted them in the background. And I did a little bit of that, but I think Heather did a better job of it. So there are Heather's photos, which I think turned out really nice. All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight from Riverfront Nights. We are making our way back to the car. We're not staying around for the headlining band. Not that there's anything wrong with the headlining band. We're just big fans of the opening band. And it's Olympics are going on right now, so Heather and I are excited to go home and watch the Olympics. So that's what we're doing. And tonight, unlike the last time we were here, there's no giant riverboat docked at Ross's Landing, so I won't be showing you our giant riverboat this time. So we're going to make our way back to the car and go home and watch the Olympics. And we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video and check out my pictures and Heather's pictures. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one, we hope. Bye-bye.